So we know it's an in-demand area. We know there's a big candidate shortage. We know that there's more and more people going into technology-driven courses in college. What does the landscape look like at the moment in your area for graduates?
So again, it depends in which area. So I focus on data
Mm,
roles. Now that
yeah,
could be your traditional data analysts, business intelligence, and technical BAs.
mm,
So those types of roles have been around for quite a while.
yeah,
Those types of roles you can come from any sort of undergraduate degree. You can come from marketing, you can come from physics, of course, you can come from software engineering, various different types of arts degree. It doesn't really matter. You can kind of come from many different areas because the tools that you use are probably like SQL, for example,
yeah,
or VBA, Excel, visualization tools like Tableau or Power BI. They're not you don't need a software engineering degree or you don't need a quantitative degree to be able to learn those pretty quick on the job. So, those jobs have been around for quite a while, and there's
mm,
always going to be availability for any sort of graduate to move into those jobs. But where it really matters right now, and in terms of say people who want to move into data science degrees, the there's very few data science masters or undergraduate degrees at the moment. Very few of them. A lot of the people who move into those areas tend to have very quantitative undergraduate degrees and most likely quantitative postgraduate degrees, sometimes even PhDs, depending on the work that they're doing. So
yeah,
they're usually people coming from physics, mathematics to a lesser extent, and computer science predominantly, and to an even lesser extent, engineering as well.
okay,
So the areas that they move into, they're quite new. Like
mm,
artificial intelligence is quite new in the general scheme of things when you think about it.
mm,
AI has been talked about for what 20 years, longer, 30 years, but really has it been worked on as a job? N- for very to a very it's relatively new, maybe
yeah,
10 years properly. So graduates being able to go into those areas is an even newer thing because it's only recently that universities have caught up with the requirements of the market and are actually teaching algorithms around NLP or ML or CV and all of these types of areas. So it's only recently that graduates really were tooled with the ability to be able to move into these areas. So to answer your question, I do see the people coming out with quantitative undergraduate degrees and specialized postgraduate degrees in data analytics, utilizing, programming tools like Python, and would have learned about the concept of machine learning, neural networks, etc. They're going to walk into jobs.
yeah,
Absolutely, we're already seeing it, and the salaries as well are pretty commensurate with it compared to other tech graduate or entry level jobs. You're looking at starting off 40K. So
yeah.
they're absolutely going to if you got the right educational background and you did the right degree and or degrees, you're going to walk into a job pretty quickly in Ireland.
Yeah, and I think for any graduate from that kind of background, it's a great place to be because it's so applicable across so many different sectors, from
Mm.
hedge funds through the banks, through the pharma, manufacturing, and supply chain. It's all encompassing now in terms of where you can end up, a bit like software engineering.
Mm.
So thanks for that, John.